All right, y'all, let's get into more light and God, positivity and negativity, duality of our world, and tie some things together for us, okay? Because we see the darkness upon the deep, and then God's Spirit moved on the face of the waters. So there's a duality there. There's a duality with earth and Eden, a duality with Adam and Eve, a duality with God versus Lord God. All these things, Satan versus Jesus. And the Lord, it tells us in Isaiah, is the one who creates the good and the evil. Okay? So we had Genesis 1, that first light given, and then Genesis 2 comes in and it creates another light, causing darkness on the one before, but the one before, the Eden, is the darkness. So we can see the duality there. Okay? And we have the duality in our world where we're spiritual beings, but we're operating in the flesh. And the flesh seems to control the spirit in more ways because it's a carnal world we live in. Okay? So God is light. With light, there's electricity. You need electricity for this, and this is where we have a positive and negative and neutral in ourselves to create the light, that spirit within us, to give this light bulb some shine. So since God is light, electricity forms the light. Electricity is a form of the invisible God. Okay, there's a duality as far as the living God and the God of light, the invisible God that operates through all men, that gives men their spirit and gives them their everlasting life. And we are sons of man, we are sons of God. Okay? So, this world wants to keep you as the son of man so it can control you, so the Lord, who created Eden and such, can create that positivity in your life and all these other things that is actually a negative thing, but you're being brainwashed in generational curses to accept it as a blessing and shit. So that's what salvation is getting past all the stuff that you've been brainwashed through society, through your parents, through textbooks, through whatever, for those generational curses to make you think you're living your life wrong or you're doing something wrong or whatever else, right? So when you realize God is light, electrical beings, all these things going together, we're living through a new heaven and earth being created, the end of one age, the beginning of a new age. All these things going together. We're living through how man is being deconstructed while he's being constructed. The sons of God versus the daughters of men. All those things are playing out before us. Okay? Once we understand these things, and once we understand the light and the electricity, we can understand the world around us a little better, and how AI and the computers, we have a computer in our brain, all these things work together. And while we are, we're creating God through what? Just like Jesus said. Okay? So, this is where we're going to do greater things than he was, because we're going to create him out of our own hands. All right? And he's going to create himself out of our hands, because he created us the first time, and now we're going to create him. Okay? So, and once we create him, then we're going to be reset, and then we're going to go, and everything's going to be redone. All right? And then start the new age. And then 1,000 years from now, you'll have the church saying, we were started 7,000 years ago. We've only been here however many thousands of years, and man came from caves 500 years ago, and we had the pioneer age and all this other blah, blah, blah bullshit. All right? It's all there to blind you. If you believe like the world, you believe the lie. They didn't transport slaves over here on ships. The Indians, the black Indians, were already here. Okay? The North was indoor slavery. The South was outdoor slavery. One was industrial slavery, the North. One was farming slavery or agriculture slavery in the South. So the North won, so we went into an industrial age. If the South had won, we would have went into a agriculture age. All right, but we just left the agriculture. We're going in steps. So the more you can step out and look at the big picture, and understand the basics, how the beginning is declared from the end, so the end is actually the beginning and all this shit, right? So, either way, you'll understand how we're going back to the light and we're breaking down the light. All right? So all this, our technology, everything in our cities, all these things run on light. And once you understand the foundation of God, once you understand heaven and hell and the kingdom, it's all right here. And it's all accessible. And Jesus came for the living. To experience life now. You don't experience heaven and hell and shit after you die. You experience it now. Either way, dude, once you put it all together, this all makes really very easily to understand. It all makes perfect sense. All right? I understand it may not make sense in 10 or 15 minute conversation, but that's why it's been laid out in video after video, breaking it down 15 minutes at a time, because there's so much brainwashing going on, and it just takes 72 hours just to break your fucking Genesis and Adam bullshit that they got you believing. All right? And you're eating and stuff. I mean, and then you got to listen, and then you got to absorb it, take it all in, do your own testing, all this shit, all this stuff. Can y'all understand how everybody's so fucking left behind? Because they didn't spend from the age 14 or from 1990 or whenever it was to study and seek for truth. They never went to the library to seek out the lies. You ever wonder why the library is named the library? And they tell you that the only truth in this world is that Bible. But they're teaching it wrong. And they're making you blind and deaf and dumb to where you cannot see. And Jesus is actually doing it to you. Because Jesus lives in all of us. And everybody's throwing away their fucking key. First off, they didn't even know they had a key. And Jesus tells them they got a key. And then they got to get past what their fucking parents brainwashed them, or what their churches brainwashed them, or what their schools have brainwashed them, or whatever. They got to get past it all. It's like a whole fucking 12-step program. But it's like a 12-year program. I mean, you got to test this and read that. You got to eat this and eat that. You got to stop eating this and stop eating that. And there's so much shit y'all got to test out that y'all haven't been testing out for the past 20, 25 years, 30 years, or whatever. Because when some people hear stuff, it starts a seed and it starts growing. It's funny because the stuff I learned about like eating and food and all these things, that was all given to me at an early age. A lot of it by parents and such. And then today, they don't even fucking listen. They think their own fucking advice is fucking nuts. That's how upside down fucking world this is right now. I mean, where do we begin? Genesis 1. But they can't even fucking get because there's been brainwashed. Oh, well, God's on a fucking throne. God's over there. Jesus over there. I got to go to church to get Jesus. No, you don't got to go to church to get Jesus. You don't even have to repeat that fucking sinner's prayer that Paul has you read. Or whatever. Walking down the aisle, whatever the fuck y'all are doing. We've all been there. We've all been stupid, deaf, and dumb. But if you're still in the church, you're left behind. If you're seeking salvation, you are that carnal nation, the synagogue of Satan. You can't do that. You can't enjoy your life. You can't do nothing that gives the Spirit pleasure. Good luck. And then Jesus is telling you, do it in the mind, you're doing it in the body. So, spirit, mind, it's all the same shit. And then Paul, he has to come in. We can't even, it's all fucked up, guys. I mean, can you not see it? I guess not, because you ain't got no fucking light. Because the light out there is blinding the light in here. You can't even fucking get the temple. You got a temple on both sides. Right hand, left hand. Right hemisphere, left hemisphere. It's on and on. It's like Idiocracy, where he comes back, just basic intellect, and he has to go back and tell all the fucking retards how to fucking think again. Just a common sense, common law. It's really fucking crazy if you have. Either way, dude, it's crazy, hilarious, sad. It's all of it, okay? It's a dark fucking comedy we live in. And I love dark comedies. And I'm laughing all the way to the fucking bank.